All right, guys, so we got to talk about Hershey, who is facing a lot of backlash because they feature a transgender woman or transgender activist, Faye Johnstone, on International Women's Day. Okay, so for one of their International Women's Day advertisements, you know how they use a day to try to relate it back to their product in some way, right? You know what these companies love to do. Instead of using an actual biological woman, they used a transgender woman, and people are upset about this. Okay, so without further ado, I want to go ahead and play the ad for you guys, and then we're gonna get into it.
My name is Faye Johnstone. I'm the executive director of Wisdom to Action. We can create a world where everyone is able to live in public space as their honest and authentic selves. See the women changing how we see the future at Hershey's Canada.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that, okay? Again, Hershey's thought it was a good idea to use a man as their advertisement for women, right? For their Hershey bar, okay? Hershey, okay? Fascinating stuff, right? Absolutely fascinating. Again, I would love to be an executive in that room making a decision about using a biological man to celebrate women when you could have used a woman to celebrate women, and to see kind of what the opinions were, right? Who in the world thought that this is a good idea, right? Who thought that, hey, you know what? Let's do this, okay? Let's hire a man to actually, you know, be the face of, you know, our advertisement for women, right? Again, absolutely incredible stuff. So, they're getting calls for boycott, okay? They're getting massive backlash over this, and kind of deservingly so. So let's read here. The promo was to announce that the chocolate manufacturer was bringing back its She Bar for the third time on March 1st. The attempt by Hershey's was to shine a light on the women and girls who inspire us every day. Yeah, so again, using a man to do that is probably not a good idea, right? Probably not a good idea. The She Bar has been renamed the Her Bar in Canada. Part of its promotional campaign included 5 women, including Faye Johnstone, a transgender rights activist. Although Johnstone said that they were honored to be featured, not everyone saw it that way. Quote, I grew up with few trans role models. Many young trans folks haven't met a trans adult, Johnstone wrote on Twitter. I hope this campaign shows trans girls they can dream big and change the world too. Yeah, again, fascinating stuff. You know, I mean, this whole representation stuff is the biggest crock of shit, right? That's what it is. I mean, I don't have a better word to describe it that I've ever heard in my life, okay? This idea that you need everybody to be represented, okay, for, you know, little kids to have role models is just so ridiculous in my opinion. Because one, they don't actually really want real equal representation when it comes to it being based off the population, okay? Like, for example, they don't really want 13% blacks or 20% Hispanics or, you know, 8 to 9% Asian and 60-some% white. They don't actually really want that, right? They don't want, you know, like what is it? Like 1%, even less than 1% trans representation. No. They actually just want less white, less straight, and more of everything else, right? That's what they want, okay? They don't want it to be proportional to the population like they claim they do. They actually just want it to be less white and less straight, right? This is what they want. There was much outrage about their inclusion in the campaign Boy Day that celebrated women worldwide. Here are some of the reactions. Abigail Shearer says, you get the feeling that these companies always despise women. They were just waiting for the right moment to stick it to us. Here's the thing about real women, Hershey's, we have long memories. This is not your month. It's not your fight. It was not your sacrifice. Erasing biological women isn't being inclusive. It's gender appropriation. Your struggles are your own. Celebrate them. F. Hershey's. Go woke, go broke. Leftism says Hershey's is putting the face of a trans woman on chocolate bar wrappers with Hershey highlighted in honor of International Women's Day. Hershey is erasing women. No matter what he is wrapped in, he is not a Hershey and never will be. It's International Women's Day, not International Men Who Pretend to Be Women Day. Yeah, I mean, just have your own International Trans Day, which I'm pretty sure they already do, right? They probably already have an International Transgender Women's Day. If Hershey would have done it for that and said that, hey, this is specifically for transgender women, I mean, there's nothing I can really say, right? I mean, I would be like, yo, this woke, but, you know, whatever. It is what it is. At least I can't say that you're trying to replace biological women. But in this situation, that's kind of what it seems like. Boycott Hershey's. Boycott Hershey. Put a real woman in your ads, not a biological male pretending to be a woman. Weird how Hershey's couldn't find a real woman to sell their Hershey product on International Women's Day. Quote, there are 3.9 billion females out there, and Hershey's decided to pick a misogynist dude for International Women's Day. Yeah, so they're accusing this person of being, you know, misogynistic, right? I mean, it kind of is misogyny. I mean, it really is. I mean, if this is not misogyny, I don't know what is, okay? I think that for all the people that complain about the patriarchy, your number one thing that you should be complaining about is this movement to have biological men replace biological women and also have them in your space. However, there were those who stood in support of the campaign, slamming those on the opposing side for speaking out against the promo. There was also a consensus among the supporters that most of the people criticizing the campaign were Republicans. Quote, the people trying to boycott Hershey's are literally the same people celebrating SCOTUS reversing Roe v. Wade. Don't act like you give a F about their racial women when you cheer their rights being stripped. Well, I mean, I don't know what erases women and girls more than aborting them, right? I'm just saying, if that's the conversation you want to get into, we can get into that conversation, okay? Because aborting girls quite literally is erasing them, okay? You're deleting them. Those on the right who claim to be against cancel culture are now calling to boycott Hershey's because they're pissed off that Hershey's decided to include a trans woman in their recent ad. The right and left both cancel companies and people, but again, this is more, he said more, but he didn't say more. So, I mean, look, here's the thing. You know, if people want to boycott Hershey's, I mean, it is what it is. What I believe is that, you know, people probably shouldn't be eating these candy bars in the first place. In fact, boycott Hershey's is the #1 trending right now in the country. Yeah, boycott Hershey's, right? Go woke, go broke. Yeah, boycott Hershey's, #1 trending right now in the United States. But I don't think people should be eating this type of stuff anyways, right? You should probably eat less Hershey's. So if people boycott them, I think it's probably for the greater good. It's for your health, right? To make sure that you don't gain a bunch of weight, eating a bunch of chocolate and bad stuff anyways. So I guess it is what it is. But, you know, again, to me, what you have here is basically an error that Hershey should have known, the backlash they should have known they would get from trying to feature a man for International Women's Day. I mean, again, that's just not going to work. Okay, women are not going to appreciate that. Okay, so hey, I guess they deserve it. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.